Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second video. This is going to be the preview for week 27, game week 27. और इसमें हम um, जो बाकी का है और भी कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो हम डिस्कस करेंगे जो रिसेंट बवाल हुए हैं या होने वाले हैं and so that's what we're going to focus on. Speaking of focus, I hope both of you have your phones on do not disturb and you won't be getting any calls now,
Mm.
although it's pretty late. So the first thing that we're going to discuss is definitely going to be some of the matches in the upcoming week. We'll start with Liverpool game against Forest. So, what do you think? What are your predictions?
I guess this would be an upset. Upset as in at Forest's home. I doubt Liverpool will get a win. Either it would be a draw or uh, Forest will. You know, still Liverpool doesn't have its main players, right? I doubt that these 16-year-old guys would be able to finish well at Forest. It was a cup. I know that they won, and then uh, I guess FA Cup as well. They did win their game, but this game would be a different ball game altogether. It's Premier League again, so I doubt that they would get a win here. And if they don't get a win, it's open for all.
Well, I feel it's not going to be easy for Luton. Nunes is going to be back for this fixture. He is fit and he's training. So
Oh,
uh,
I didn't know that. Wow.
yeah, so Nunes is going to be back for this particular fixture, and for the FA Cup, they're meeting us. So we never know.
Okay. Well, what we both do, Ravi.
Yeah.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
So, okay. So your predictions are Liverpool's going to. So Saurabh says
So I
Liverpool's going to lose, and Vasu says it's going to be fine. Liverpool's going to win. Is
yeah.
that
So if you ask me for my predictions, I would say it should be 3-0 Liverpool still.
okay? So I have a question. So we एक गेम तो था इनका वेम्बली में, right? And then uh, the FA Cup game, was it a home match for Liverpool or was it an away game?
It was an away game.
So practically speaking, it's three away games in a row for
Draw.
Liverpool youngsters. So and Nunez, ठीक है, he's a good player. जिसका radar थोड़ा सा off रहता है.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a draw. You don't know.
I feel it would be a draw, 1-1, 2-2, because
Yeah,
Hudson Odoi, Ilanga, they have the firepower to put in some goals.
nice. So
I personally, if we are talking about Forest, I personally like IOV, the main
Hmm.
striker that they have not utilized him to the full extent, but he is good.
okay, okay. Let's move on to the
But
next game then.
still I
Yeah.
feel Liverpool.
Okay.
Okay. So next game is Spurs versus Palace.
It would be an easy game. Easy game for Spurs to win. I doubt there would be much issues for Spurs. Son would be back, and I know Richarlison is injured, so Madison is there. I doubt they would have any problem with their defense coming back. Pedro Porro, Dogi, and everyone is back in the squad. So it would be easy win. Plus, Crystal Palace, I don't think so. They have much players to get into the squad after Olise and a couple of players move, out on injury. They don't have any bench strength.
Okay. So
I
very quickly, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Vasu.
no, I was saying the same. I feel the same. It's going to be it's going to be an easy game for Spurs. It's just the new manager. If I'm not wrong, it's Castle. So he made them win the last game week match. So it would be interesting to see, but it's an away fixture, so Spurs clear favorite. They should have a clean sheet there.
Well, as an Arsenal fan, Bharat mein jaye Spurs. Uh, I pray they lose 5-0 at home. But here's a surprising thing. I wanted to discuss this. So yesterday there was London Awards,
Mm.
and Ang Postul Goku, whatever his name is, great
And
big Ang,
supposed to,
I call him Goglu.
yeah, big
yeah,
Ang.
uh,
He won the London Football Manager of the Year ahead of Arteta. Do you think is that fair?
It's equivalent to the Pan Masala Filmfare Awards that we have.
Okay,
I
that is worse
I
now.
really like Andy Postoli. So he's good. He's good with pressing. He goes all out in games. Plus, under him, players like Richarlison are scoring goals. So there
But
is
is he
some.
the manager of the year for London?
See,
In
we can't.
London, you
We are.
had Moyes, who won a European trophy last year.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have um, Arteta, who ran City
Who didn't win
close.
anything.
But
Hmm.
then we ran them close. So what did Ang win in the last 6-7 months?
He didn't win anything, but I like his style of playing.
Which is good. That's fine. So style of play, even who was that? Bielsa, Marcelo Bielsa had an excellent style of play. He should have been a manager of the year for as per FIFA. Then that's not. It shouldn't count, right? How does it work?
See, it's like there are things that people get robbed of, and it's one of those things maybe for you.
Just like the Ballon d'Or that Messi has been winning.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
Right.
Let's not discuss.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different discussion altogether. But then
Hmm.
he didn't deserve to win.
Yeah,
Um,
Vasu liked that he won because Haaland didn't win.
ah, that's petty. That's just petty. Okay, on to the next game. So we're predicting Spurs win in the previous game, and Liverpool draw. Another one, Luton versus Villa. Now, before you start, there's something I did not notice.
Mhm.
Um, I kind of realized it very recently. Villa's logo looks like Chelsea's logo in a different direction in a different color.
Yes, sort of.
So strange. I don't know who stole whose logo. Must have been
Villa
Chelsea.
stole hearts, right? We are pretty famous. So,
Okay. So yeah, what about the game then?
very critical game for Villa. If they don't win it, they won't be able to make it to top four.
And
Hmm.
I feel that I want Villa to lose, but I feel it's again going to be an easy win for them. But somewhere down my heart, I feel Villa may have a tough time there.
Well, Luton has been a difficult place to
Yes.
go.
Yeah,
Even the big teams, I think even City kind of struggled before. I think they won. We struggled. I think we drew the game or something,
Hmm.
or we won in the last minute. I can't
No, no, no.
remember.
You drew the game. We
Yeah.
won.
So yeah, it's been a
3-2,
difficult game,
3-2.
Hmm.
wherein teams which are not supposed to win luckily go and win, and teams that are supposed to win kind of struggle. But, so it's going to be a difficult game for Villa, I think. Maybe it's going to be a game that they lose. But as Saurabh said, he's absolutely right. They need to win this. Otherwise, the Spurs take over from there and they take the top four. I mean,
Yeah,
we're not even discussing Manchester United then, but then we'll come to that.
Vasu still has a feeling that they'll make it to the top four.
Who
Good.
Villa?
No,
Manu.
Of course. uh, anyway, so okay, so that's that. So we're expecting Villa to kind of struggle but win eventually, is sort of the feeling that we have. Okay,
Yes.
brilliant. Okay, so on to the next one, and this is the big one.
The
So
Mm,
derby.
City, the Manchester Derby.
I
It's
predict 4-0.
who predicts 4-0? Hang on. So, Saurabh, did you
4-0.
say that?
Yeah, City win. Haaland hat trick. Haaland is my captain in FPL.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw our chat earlier today. Vasu and I were discussing very seriously about the game, and Vasu said he hopes United repeats the kind of result at Anfield. For a minute, I was like, he wants 7-0. And then Vasu had to clarify, no, not the last season, this season when we drew the game. So, Vasu, this I'll leave the stage open for you to kick it off.
See, I feel it's always difficult to repeat the kind of result that we had at Anfield. It needs that kind of determination from a team perspective, but still, I feel we'll be able to perform better. At least, see, if I talk about Etihad last season, we were down by 3 goals. We came back by one. They scored couple more. We ended up at 6-3 at that point of time. We were not a good team at that point of time last season. We are still a better team today, considering the fact that though the table does not suggest, but considering the fact that we had few people performing for us, few youngsters I'm talking about Ganacho, I'm talking about Kobe Mainu. McTominay has been a different player altogether. I strongly believe he should start this time against City. So maybe I'm expecting a repeat of the result at Etihad this time, and I hope we get it. I know Haaland has just scored a hat trick, and De Bruyne has 5 assists,
Haaland
and
scored 5 goals, 5.
hat trick, five
Not just
goals.
hat trick plus 2 more. Hat trick it would be
So
against United, I want to see.
so see, that is where flash in the pan comes in. Na? He has been doing nothing off late. He has been doing nothing off late. So I hope that flash in the pan situation comes in at Etihad, and uh, I hope De Bruyne also. Uh, See, he has not been starting. He has been doing good wherever he has played, and he is the biggest threat that we have, and we need to contain him. So just like last season, we had Fred, who kept a check on Haaland at United at Old Trafford last time when he came. So I hope either my I can't trust Casemiro for this because he can end up getting a red card. But I hope Minu does that work for us. Keep a
He's
check
too
on
small
Haaland.
for him.
It
See,
doesn't
all this,
matter.
this entire conversation sounded like, Vasu went to a, old temple back there in Chandigarh, like Mansa Devi or something. He's carrying all the prasad with him and he's praying to the goddess, please make this happen. He's begging, he's on his
See,
knees
it's
right
all
now.
it's all about being optimistic. So I am ready for the derby. I'm ready for the result as well because this is not going to define the season for us.
How does this
Last time,
optimism work when you're
last time we discussed, Chelsea promised that they're going to be above us, and they still lost the Carabao Cup.
no? So how does this work? This optimism, when your manager is still discussing about Fulham, which was a
Hmm.
week ago. In between, he had another game, and Fulham making fun of something which is actually funny. So, and he randomly picks up Arsenal, a game which happened back in September. He says his team should have won that game. So this guy is living in the past. How do you think you're going to do anything now?
See, the manager was discussing Arsenal right after the Arsenal game. He continues to discuss that, and we have still won the games. So that is how optimism works.
Okay. Why is bringing up? Why is he bringing up Fulham? Why is he discussing about Jamie Carragher making some comments on a TV show?
I see. Honestly, I'm not the right person. We are not the right person to comment what he is saying and what he is not.
But what do you think he's saying? What's going on in his mind?
I
See, I
guess
would
he
like to reserve
that
my comments at this point of
comments
time.
after the game that would be
Sorry.
there, and Yad wherein he would be, pointing out referees' decisions, VAR calls, and everything. It's just a build up around that because he would be crying after this game.
See,
He's setting up
I
the
would
stage to
still
cry
reserve
more.
my. I'll again say I'll reserve my
But
comments
why are you
there.
reserving? We want to hear what you think. Don't reserve.
I would still reserve my comments because better things are coming up. I
Okay.
hope so. Let's see.
McTominay being top scorer
Maybe the next
in
video would be much funnier.
Uh,
Vasu, do you
yeah.
know who's your top scorer for Premier League?
McTominay.
Why this don't you know where is your club going?
Okay.
See,
So
I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge on that. Who is on the bench for Chelsea for the longest time over the last 3 years?
3 years on bench?
Huh. I'm saying sorry, not on bench, injured.
Last three
Reece
years?
James.
Uh, मतलब,
Reece
taking
James.
care of the Chelsea medical facility.
So we have few more. Fofana is there.
Fofana is also there. Yeah. Fofana joined and he went to the hospital. He did not. He hardly
And,
played before Chelsea.
and Cuckoo is in and out. But anyway, this is not about Chelsea. I just wanted to make this spicier, but that's not the idea behind this. But definitely at United, as a fan, I still feel very, very strong. I'm going into this derby very positively, as always. So I hope
So what can we
we.
expect? So Saurabh said 4-0. I'm supporting Manchester United this
I'm
weekend.
going for a nil-nil. I'm going for a nil-nil. I'm hoping that nothing better. I don't even want anybody to score a goal at this point of time because they don't want to.
0-0 he
We
wants.
don't have Holland. I hope Garnacho sprints quickly, but there is
But
stones.
where he pass to
Sorry.
Rashford? If he sprints fast, he had to pass to someone, right, to score a goal.
No, he has the caliber to score himself.
Okay. And also speaking of passing to someone, what's going on
Yeah.
with this guy? He
This
sent
guy
out
is
a
out of form.
message yesterday. There was a long post, a video. What is he doing?
This guy is purely out of form and he's troubled by whatever attention or negative attention he's getting
Of
through the
course, he will get
media.
negative attention. If someone is not performing, they
Yeah,
get negative attention.
absolutely, absolutely. I would not disagree to that fact. He's getting negative attention and maybe he's disturbed with the fact, but the actual thing is he's out of form. He was the reason why we were in the Champions League last season.
He's
Somehow,
not out of form. He's not putting in the effort at all.
Yeah, he's not willing.
Yeah, it's a
see,
will issue.
see, this is what happened last season as well with some of the players,
So last season,
including someone like.
sorry to interrupt you, Vasu. Last season, Rashford played well for his contract. He got a
Yes.
contract. He stopped playing.
See, we cannot judge that.
I
That's
was
exactly what
We can
happened.
we
Numbers
cannot.
show that.
there was a trend. So I'll talk about the trend. So he basically plays good football whenever his contract is about to get renewed. So just to go ahead and negotiate well, he plays well. Maybe after 2 seasons, 1 season he plays well. You can look at the record. You can look at whenever he has signed the contract, it is only that season he has played well.
I
Else,
can I can
he has-
only say one thing. I can only say one thing. Looking at the contract in front of me, I cannot perform. When I say I cannot perform, I cannot get my form back.
He got
Form.
it. After he did, he got it. When the discussion was
Nah,
happening,
nah.
he
So
was scoring
you
non-stop.
see, that's an assumption. That's an
300K per
assumption.
week.
Okay, let's keep that for a
That's
minute. Let's keep that aside for a minute. Who is your top? Who's the top earner at your club right now?
who's the top.
Earner at your club right now. Highest earner.
See, I don't even get into
Maybe
too
he's
many
the
things.
second or third highest, right?
Casemiro is the top, I guess.
Yeah, but this guy maybe is second or third highest, right? I'm just saying,
Okay.
assumption's sake. So there
Hmm.
was a statement in yesterday's report, the long thing that went on and on and on. Just one thing caught my eye. He said that I gave everything for this club. I
Hmm.
gave up, my parents gave up a life changing money offer for me to stay at Manchester United. This guy is among the top three earners at the club. What else does he mean by life changing? Was he going to buy Tesla company but for himself? So
See,
what does he mean?
honestly, I can't comment on behalf of Rashford. That was something which he had to say, and he said it. Now it is up to him to come, maybe prove it, maybe next match. We never know. That's how we want
Do
to
you
do it.
think do you think he's putting in that effort to prove it on
See,
the pitch?
see again, as I said, even if I think that he's going to perform in the next match, and if he does or if he doesn't, that does not matter.
No,
No,
If he
have
does,
you
Vasu,
seen that
everybody will
effort is what we're
see.
asking.
If he does,
you're right
see
to
if he
rant
does,
on your
everybody
feelings.
will clap for him. If he does not, everybody will make fun of him.
Exactly, that comes with the
Players,
territory.
Yeah.
players like
So
Rashford are
so it's
ruining
not
the
about my thinking, is what I was trying to say.
So we are discussing
It's
what
not
we are
about
thinking right
anybody's
now.
thinking for that matter.
No, we are discussing what we are thinking.
Hmm. Yeah. So if what I am thinking is, at this point of time, Rashford is not in form, and that's the only thing that I'm thinking. You never know when, what game he clicks. If
Then
we
why
see
hasn't
the
he?
start of the
Why
season,
why isn't he
if we
dropped
see,
then?
I'll tell you. If we see at the start of the season, Salah was not in form.
Yeah,
If we see in the middle of the season,
Salah
Haaland
was
was
dropped
not in
for
form until he
not
scored the
dropped.
fifer.
Yeah.
Haaland was not in form until he scored the fifer. So everybody goes through a low patch.
No, Haaland was off for 2 or 3 games. That's it. Salah was also off for maybe 2 or 3 games. That's it.
No, no. Salah was off for the first half of
No,
this season.
no,
no.
no. He was giving assists and all.
Yeah,
It was just he was not able to score a goal, but he was playing well. It
yeah.
was
He
not
was,
like that. Started the season well.
Yeah, see, these are few examples that I gave, but
which are
they
wrong.
also had a off time. They also had a off time. Rashford had a maybe bigger
But
off time.
the
But
difference is,
we are not
sorry,
saying
sorry,
that.
you go ahead. You are saying
So what I was trying to tell you, Rashford is not, he's not even running on the pitch.
that's what I'm
That's
trying to say.
he has to put in some effort to at least get the ball. I am not saying he will score every match, but he need to at least try and get the ball whenever Garnacho is giving him. I feel that you should bench him for some time and maybe play someone from your academy. There are a lot of players from academy who can play better than him what he's doing right now.
Well, as a fan, I believe that he can come up, as owners and as coaches. They feel that Rashford can come up. So let's see what happens. Matlab, we can go on uh, expressing our opinions here, but let's see what happens. Let's see what is being done.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that. Sorry, you want to add anything before we move on?
No, I just want to say, as fans, we have complete, right to maybe rant about our own players because it's not about players that we feel connected to a club, right? It's about the club that we have the connection with.
Yeah.
When ever again, let's play Al Nasser plays against United, right? And they score a goal, you'll feel bad if it is
Hmm.
Ronaldo. It's the same way out. That doesn't matter. Rashford scores or not. Man, should win for you. That's what I think.
Absolutely, same feeling. Will
Okay.
rant once the opportunity comes.
Well, this is the opportunity, but then you're not ranting. We will keep
Now,
pressurizing you.
I see. I
We'll get
have
that out of you.
patience. I have
Yeah.
patience. I have patience.
Okay.
Enough.
Your club, your patience.
Yeah.
Speaking of patience, I have to be patient this week for Sheffield against Arsenal. Um, I think it's
This is what. Sorry, I want to hijack this. Sunil, are you going to score more than six this time? Because at
no,
times I feel after halftime you guys lose team.
no.
After
I think
halftime you guys lose team, and then you feel like okay, fine, let's hold on.
what do you mean lose team? Hang on, we have been scoring 2 goals every half for the last seven
That's
halves.
an average. That's an
How many
average.
goals has
That's
your
an
team
average.
scored in the last 7 games?
No, no, no. That's an average. Sunil, I honestly
No, it's
feel
not
that
an average.
Arsenal.
No, it's not an average. It's actual number. At
No,
least
no, no,
two
no, no,
goals.
no. Listen to me. Listen. See, allow me. See, last two league games were what, 6-0, 5-0.
4-1 and 5-0.
Last three games were 6-0, 5-0, and 4-1.
4-1.
Right.
Last six
So
games, we
whatever.
have scored
So
25 goals.
yeah,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
exactly, and that is where I'm coming to. See, I feel the kind of form you guys are in, you guys should blast away 10 goals there. But what you guys are doing at this point of time is you score four or five in the first half,
Vasu
and
just
then
needs
you go ahead and just
entertainment
settle
and
down. Okay,
entertainment.
fine, game is in the bag.
Wait, hang on. This is a team, person supporting a team
Yeah.
whose
Yeah.
supposed best player has scored 5 goals in the entire season, and they ask us to
Which,
score
which
10 goals in
Gabriel,
game.
See,
which
I'm an
Gabriel has
honest.
scored.
I'm just honestly
Gabriel also has five,
reviewing
I
your
guess.
team. I'm just honestly reviewing your team.
What
I'm
kind of
saying,
review
why
is
don't
that?
you score more? You will have better chance.
This is not FIFA. We're not playing on PlayStation. They are real people who
Real
run.
team.
Oh my God. Wow.
You're
I always
hilarious.
knew Manchester United fans are delusional. You're proving it
And
here.
then we have Vasu.
Not
Oh,
delusional. I just felt by seeing the last few games, not the Castle one, Newcastle one, but the
Okay,
previous two. You
do
guys
you
had
have a
chance
game
to
against Man
maybe
United?
score more, but settle down. Sorry, Saurabh.
Do Arsenal have a game against Man United?
Yes, 12th
coming
of
up. It's
12th
coming
of May.
in May.
Then 10-0 is coming.
Yeah. You know what?
It's
I'll
at
repeat it.
OT. It's at OT. So we'll see. That is going to be the defining one
So
for
I'll
Arsenal.
repeat this. Do you know what is your goal difference?
Let's not even talk about that.
Okay,
Negative,
how many
right?
points do you have, Manchester United? How many points do you have?
44, 44.
Do you know what is our goal difference?
It is the highest in the league.
36, 37,
39.
39.
So
39, yeah.
yeah, so our goal difference, which is goals scored minus
Versus
goals scored
conceded.
against,
Don't
is
get Chelsea
almost,
into it.
it's just five goals is the difference between your points tally versus our goal difference. So let
See
me talk
again,
about,
see
yeah.
again, Sunil, as I said, see, this is an easy game for you. And I just, so the reason why I brought this particular topic was it's going to be something very, very, or rather a very strong statement that you can put across in terms of your goal differences. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the season, this can come very, very handy. And that's the reason I brought this particular topic. It was not about being delusional as a Manchester United fan, but the way you guys have been performing,
So do you
it is
want
brilliant.
Arsenal to win
And
the
I
league?
want Sheffield to be thrashed, and they will be thrashed, is what I feel. It's going to be another 5-0
Okay,
plus performance.
so can I now talk about what I think about the game? Um,
Acha, go ahead.
I think in this game or in the next game, we'll have a lot of players who hasn't had a run in come into the game. That there will be some shuffling because the week after, not this week, the following week, after the Brentford game, I think it's Brentford after this.
Yeah.
After the yeah, after the Brentford game, we have Porto coming, Champions League.
Yeah.
So we need to have a very good bench Also, something unexpected happened midweek. Chelsea won a game, which took them to FA Cup semi-finals. Was it? So
Quarterfinals. Quarterfinals.
quarterfinals, yeah. So what that did was it cancelled, rescheduled our game
Yeah.
against Chelsea. So we have a 19-day break after the Porto game. So which means our fixtures will get piled up towards the end. So we need to have fit players, a lot of players who are in
Yeah.
form. So
Yeah.
I think Arteta is going to bring in a lot of players who haven't, or he's going to mix it up a bit, so that we have everyone who gets a run in and are fit and ready for the
Mm.
games next month.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really hope it's 10-0, but I don't think it's going to be 10-0. It's going to be, it
3-0.
will be, in my opinion, comfortable, but won't be as big a thrashing as I think, as you
No,
think.
so see again, 10-0 was just a brag that I wanted. But at least the way you guys are doing, at least a 4-0, 5-0 can be a possibility, is what I feel.
Okay, well, I know it's all well intentioned, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we're gonna keep ramping up, making sure we have a good number of goals and everything. But I think the priority is, besides winning, um, and winning comfortably, is to get players fit and in form.
Yep.
Okay, so that was a fun.
The impatient team of the year.
Imp-
Impatient, inconsistent.
okay, so we come on to the next one then. It's Brentford against Chelsea. So, and I'll pass it on to Saurabh. What do you think is going to happen here?
I
It's a real
want
lottery,
us to win.
of course.
It is just my willfulness that my club wins. But looking at the current form and the enthusiasm of the players, I guess it would be a draw, an away draw.
You
That's
lost 2-1 at home
I'm
to
sorry.
them. You lost 2-1 at home to Brentford.
Yeah,
wow.
but their best defender is not playing. He's injured, Ben Me.
When me.
But their striker is playing. The best striker is playing.
Ivan, yeah, Ivan Tony.
I doubt he will score, but looking at his current form, he's just picking and choosing. So I doubt he would score, but I feel that we have a good chance of drawing this game.
Well, I think it's going to be an audition for Tony because
Yeah.
um, I don't think we're going to go for Tony next in the summer.
Mm.
It could be
We
you
don't have
guys.
budget.
Sorry.
We don't have any budget.
Well, yeah, you don't have budget, but
We
you
don't want to
might
get
somehow.
right.
We'll come to that, but it could be you guys or someone like Manchester United,
Yeah.
who don't need him, but then United does these things when they don't need anyone, they still buy them. So,
Mm.
um, so it could be an audition, and these are the games when you kind of put in everything and show the
Yeah.
world, what you're made of. So he would be up for it. Yeah, I think it could go either ways. Your team has been so inconsistent. We don't know.
Right. So no one knows, which team would play first, you know, and how they would play, what would be the formation. No one knows. It is, it would come at the last moment that these players. I want Mudrik to start. You know, he was good in the last game. He had a lot of good chances created. He scored one as well in the FA Cup match. But I think Sterling should be on bench. He's not doing much from last few games, so he should start from bench, and Mudrik should be in the starting 11. Just one change I need that, and rest I guess we're good. Palmer, yeah, it should be
Okay, since
Palmer,
since you
Jackson.
touched on Mudrik,
Hmm.
um, so and you saw this recent news I shared with you,
He basically clarified it. Looking at the watch, that he is not moving to Arsenal.
which is all fine. The point is, look, what do you mean looking at the watch?
So he basically had a message to say that my time here is to stay, not to leave.
Ah, well, that's all fine. So, but point is, um, But he can probably go. We can discuss that in the next segment, in the next
Yeah,
piece. But then it's the whole saga.
yeah,
So Todd Bowley went and got a player who clearly didn't want to come to Chelsea
right.
for about 80, 90 million, of which 20 million was set aside specifically, and this was given to Shakhtar, so that they can pay the government of Ukraine for their war effort. So
Yeah,
basically, Mudrik was coerced by Shakhtar, his government in this country, basically, um, and he was kind of a victim who was traded to a club which he didn't want to go, and that shows kind of his performances so far. He was never motivated to go to Chelsea. He was more or less forced to go there for a $20 million payout.
advance. Yeah,
It's like if you don't look at it as a transfer fee, it's more or less a bribe.
yeah. Like I would say we have always been like this. We have got players who we want, who we think are good for our club.
But the players
That's
also wanted you at that time.
yes.
This is different.
No doubt, this is just a theory. You and I can put in a lot of rumor theories around it.
No, this came from the top sources, like you know, who
That's
was
the
it?
reason he denied it after scoring the goal.
He can say all that. That's fine. That's something he has to say because he has a contract with the club.
Yeah.
Yes, PR, you have to do that. But there is a story behind all of that. And then, which is, I don't know how many other players. What I'm trying to get to is forget Mudrik for a minute. We don't know how many other players
Can be
have seen
Caicedo.
his
Yeah,
story.
you're going in the right direction. Maybe Caicedo deal. How did Boli cracked it? Because at the last, it was cracked in the last minute because Liverpool was forcing in at
He
Caicedo,
really
right?
wanted to go to Liverpool.
Yes.
Or maybe he's a mercenary. I don't know. The
Hmm.
point is, you're getting in players who are not really invested in the club. They're either invested in the money or they are coerced to come to the club. So, which is different from people who really want to play for a club.
No,
So,
I'm also not happy with the owners and how they do business. These owners have, you know, ripped the soul apart of this club. I'll be very frank. When Roman was there, every player was giving it all. Who would have thought, ACN, and then you have players like, Obi Mikel, and all these players, they were not world class
even
players.
Ashley Cole, he was a great
No,
player at
very
Arsenal.
players, but when they played for Chelsea, they were different beasts
Yeah,
altogether.
yeah, agreed. They wanted to play for Chelsea. They
Yes.
wanted to, and I remember this video. And again, it's not a something. It's a proud video for an Arsenal fan. But um, who was this player? Um, your best dribbler, who went to Real Madrid? Hazard. Yeah,
He didn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
it.
Hazard was making fun of Arsenal when they were talking about the biggest clubs. Uh,
I remember that. Yeah.
yes, I
In the
think John
check,
Terry was there in the video as well. So it's not a proud video for an Arsenal fan. But then the thing is,
but
these
I
players
know.
loved Chelsea.
Right, because in London, if you are in London, either you stay at Chelsea or you move to a different city altogether. You
Yeah,
would not like to be traded to a different club that's in London.
agreed. So, well, I know, besides that being a tricky game, so, and again, since we're discussing about issues with Chelsea and the management, so we need to discuss the FFP issues which are coming up and has been discussed recently. Um,
130 million is the minimum requirement for Chelsea. That's the
that's
bare minimum they would need.
Is it the money that they need to raise, or is it the profit they need to make?
Profit.
Wow,
100% pure profit. So they
wow.
can't so they can't sell players whom they bought now because they would not make profit. They
Of
bought
course,
them high. Yeah, be it Mudrik. You can't sell Mudrik for 120 million now.
no one's going to buy him. No,
Right.
he's maybe a 30, 40 million player now.
Yes. Same goes for Enzo. Enzo, people can pay maybe 70 million. But we bought him for 100 and plus million, right?
Yeah,
Same goes for Caicedo. Lavia, no one would give us 50 million for him now.
yeah.
So all we have to do is maybe sell our academy players because
And
that's
who
100%.
do you have to sell?
Broha would go to Fulham for like they have a clause there, 35
Okay,
million clause for Broha.
so maybe 30
30
million.
million. I'm sorry.
Maybe 30 million.
Yeah, 30 million. Then
Okay,
30 million you have for Ian Matson, who's currently in Dortmund.
okay, he stays there.
Yeah. Then we have
That's 60.
Gallagher for 50, 60 million. That's how.
Now here's
And
the
then,
thing: you have to sell all these players
yes,
and
plus
have them
Chalobah for
off the
20
book
million.
by 30th of June,
Yeah, that's the
and
problem.
everyone knows this.
Yeah.
Why do you think clubs will pay big bucks to these players? They'll wait till the 30th of June and try to drive down the
I
price.
guess what we'll have to do, we'll have to, get something again out of, Todd has to think out of the box. Either he goes back to Saudi, get to those clubs and maybe offer these players for a big amount. That's the way
Mhm.
he'll bail him out.
Even that's another investigation. If you know that, I
I
mean,
know.
I mean, I mean, not investigation. People are watching a close eye with what happened with Saudi last year,
Yeah,
um, and that can come to bite you in the back again.
yeah,
Um,
maybe, but right now that's the only way out. I know that, the big problem for us would be we would not have any homegrown talent after this.
yeah, that's what I
I
was
was
coming to next.
very, very new. Player like Gilchrist. So that boy starts as a left back. No one knows, right? And there are a couple of more who are in the squad right now.
Yeah,
Rest, we have sold them all.
and this
Now,
money, that's 100 plus million that you have to raise every year. This has to go. This will continue for maybe next 3 4 years at least, or 5 years.
years.
Four
Yeah, three.
years.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are in deep shit,
Right. Till the time we don't get into, European competitions,
and it has to
it's
be Champions League, not even
yes,
European competition. It has to be Champions League. Champions League will knock off, let's say, 100 million off that.
yes,
Everything else
yes,
is
a
not going
profit.
to
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, only a maybe like the last year that we are not qualifying for Champions League. From next year onwards, we would not even have players to sell. So the only way that would bail us out is Champions League football.
How will you get into Champions League if you keep selling your best players?
See, I still feel that these players have uh, talent. It is just they have to be nurtured well. When they play well, they stop City. Teams like City on their specific day in Etihad they score. Even when City scored 4 goals, they scored four back. So it is not like these players don't have the potential. If you see them playing, Cole Palmer is a good buy. He has scored well. Then uh, Enzo Caicedo, when they play, I know that even for a game where Liverpool, uh, we had a game with Liverpool, we had the maximum possession of the ball. It is just we were not able to close those chances in the Carabao Cup in the first 90 minutes. We were better than McAllister and Endo. So that even that is not even a comparison for this midfield. This midfield is better than them. However, I feel you have to give them time, and I doubt Poch is the right guy.
So that's the funny thing. You can't even fire Poch right now.
Yes,
Wow. I mean,
we have to give
Todd has
them
really backed himself
30
into the
million,
corner.
30 million or 20 million. We have to give him if we fire him, and no
It's
one would come for free. I guess it would be only Jose who can come in for the least amount for his
he's not.
30.
No, he's not going to come. If see a big manager like Jose Mourinho or anyone else, if they know the club is going down the drain, they're not going to come close to it. It's like it's nuclear. I mean, it's radioactive. It's going to
Yes,
kill
right.
you. You you do well, you sell off the best players. If you don't do well, you lose your credibility. So there's absolutely no win here.
No, I still feel if we start playing well, we can, get to the top four every year for the next 3 years after this.
I know
Then
it's not going
we
to happen this year, definitely.
not this year. This year too, we have to sell. For this year, we would have to sell. Next year we have to come in top four.
But that's
That's
going
the
to be
only
extremely
gap.
difficult because I can tell you, see, unless City get some major issues like their 115 charges, they could have a drop off.
Hmm.
Um, Arsenal is going to stay.
Yeah, Arsenal will be
Um,
there.
Manchester United can come back, probably would come back because they have the
Well,
money. See, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But then, see, they have the money,
Mm.
commercial. I mean, not the money, at least the commercial attraction and all those things.
Yeah, they have sales and everything. They make a lot
Yeah.
of money.
So United, Arsenal, Aston Villa is definitely getting stronger. They keep buying these great players. They're not going away. Spurs are not going away. Um, well, Newcastle again have some of their FFP issues, so we don't know what's going to happen to them. So at least there are four clubs which are already fixed, and we're not discussing Liverpool and City yet because Liverpool we don't know who's going to come in.
I know
City,
it would be a tough journey, but I still feel, you know, the players that we have right now, you know, I have seen that, they have like 20 minutes of amazing play. Then for 10 minutes they shut off. Then for
they're
next
not
10 minutes,
motivated,
yes.
which we
I guess
discussed just
see,
now. They are all forced, coerced, or whatever they've been brought to the club which they're not interested in.
see,
even
they
even
they
if
they
they
are
put
they are good
back,
players, Saurabh.
yeah.
Sorry, they are very good players at Chelsea. They just need to perform consistently, and
Yeah.
consistency is something which has been missing for the last couple of years.
See, the average age of this team, who plays is it's close to 23 years. So they're
Hmm.
very young. They are youngest of all currently. So we can also say it that way that this team just need some time. Maybe we are being very harsh because see we are Chelsea, right? We fire managers like two managers in a year. We have done that a lot of times. Okay.
Tough fans.
Yes, and we lose one game, we want our manager out, we want players out, we want to get the best players back in. So we have seen, golden days. So our expectation from this team is also the same. So I guess we are getting too harsh on these boys. We should give some time, and by next year they should be clicking well.
Okay,
Plus, should finish strong by the end of this year.
well, it's a pretty sad situation, and
Right.
I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna say it, that I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Um, I'm sure other Royal fans are enjoying it as well.
I know
But
because see, we were on the other side maybe 5 years back, right?
yeah,
When
of
we were
course. So,
really losing every time, and we were at that time winning trophies.
well, yeah. So, but
It was the
anyways, so
plunge,
maybe
right?
you guys will get out of it. Maybe not. We'll see. But good luck with that. We will
And I feel
closely
you
watch
will
this.
you will finish strong. You're currently at 11th. You will definitely come to 10th.
10th is our number for you, Asu, but we'll be seventh or eighth. We still have time, and the difference is not much. Newcastle is playing bad.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, brilliant.
That's good.
So, I think with that we can wrap up this week's video. We can probably come back after the games this week.
Mhm.
Thank you both for joining. It was a wonderful discussion, and we'll see how the weekend goes.
Absolutely. All the best to me.
All the best to you and hat trick to Haaland.
All the best, everyone. So bye bye. And
Thanks.
I'm supporting United this week, only for this week.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, let's catch up again. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yep. Sure. Bye. Bye.